Hey Mo, we need to get an intro down for this channel, you know.
Yeah, but what are you thinking, Lee?
Why don't I rap over the top of it?
Don't be ridiculous. You sound like a northern M&M.
Look, listen to me. Yo, yo, yo. The Munch Brunch in the house, man.
Absolutely not.
Right, what you got in mind?
Let's just keep it simple.
I'm Lee.
I'm Aim.
We're the Munch Brunch.
Hi everyone and welcome back to another mukbang with Aim and Lee. We are the Munch Brunch UK. Lee, tell them, what delights we have on the menu today?
Apart from hair sticking out to need an haircut, we have doner kebabs. Mine's in a pita, Amy's in a tray. And battered, which is a West Midlands thing, you know if you've watched our channel long enough, battered chips. They're kind of orange, kind of yellow.
You can get a more orange than this.
Yeah.
This is like mild yellow.
Down the other one, I'm not going to say where it's at because I want to say where we are. Okay. There's one down the road, and when I came here, not long after moving here, I was actually living here at the time.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, we're going down there." And I said, "Okay, I'll meet you down there." And I went to this chip shop. Let's get some chips. I was like, "What the hell are these?" And they're, it was proper orange.
So you can see kind of some of the batter on there, but these are not as justice done for our orange chips.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people know by now that we have had it from a few different places around here on the video.
They're just sort of like battered. Whereas I haven't seen these in any other part of the country that I've been to.
It is a Midlands thing, I think. But if the lady, so the girl, she's about 18 or something, who served me, is watching, alright love, not in a good service, apart from the fact you can't cut a pita bread. My pita bread is about to fall apart as soon as I pick it up, which is a nightmare. If you like kebabs,
however,
it's annoying, isn't it?
Compliment to the girl in the chip shop. A large bag has gone between four,
Just
three.
four. We can call you more a person. I mean, I know she's quite small and has a small appetite, but
What I mean is like Tia has got some of her own.
Yeah.
She had a few bad.
Tira's had chicken kebab without the pita bread and chips.
That looks
Aim's
not
mum
lovely.
has had tinned roe, which I didn't know what the hell it was till I met Aim. It's like a small fish.
Well, it's not. It's like, I think it's fish eggs in a.
Oh my god!
Yeah, something weird.
What is it with the older generations eating funky food? I said this a while ago. I think we both did.
Wait, do you know how many people like fish eggs and caviar and all that? That ain't older.
I don't know. My granddad used to eat kipper sandwiches, and yeah, it's not a thing that I would go around doing.
But if you like fish, you might. What do you think of the chips?
They're alright. After that, I do prefer normal chips, like non-battered ones. They're okay.
I think chip shops are really like hit and miss. You're either going to get a good day or you're going to get a bad day. I think that's like McDonald's. Have you ever been to McDonald's? Well, of course you have.
That,
And you've
imagine
gone
if
in-
somebody watching has never been there.
And you've gone in and you get your fries and they're cold and soggy. That is the worst.
Nice big kebab there. Yeah, I do. Lately though, because our McDonald's has changed, hasn't it? It's not really for eating in these days. You can get about 4 people in there, including the cleaner. But usually you could get 30 or 40 in at a time.
Yeah.
And everyone will be waiting around for the food, and food will be going cold by the time you got it. Now they've like made it more streamlined.
Quick as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you get your food straight away because there's no one waiting in the queue. And it's so fresh. It's like just freshly done. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare. I've got to dip in the ketchup, guys.
I'm not kidding you. If you saw the length of this bloody kebab, mate, like no word of a lie, this is actually. I mean, if you hold that end,
I don't want to get on my hand.
it's. Look at it. I should think this was new in the thing today.
Well, I don't. It's been there since yesterday.
No, I mean like the pure fresh one, you know.
Oh, do not do one every day.
I don't know.
I used to go to a chip shop when I was a kid. It's funny how you'll accept anything. If the food tastes nice, some people are picky. I think I might be a bit picky about this sort of thing. But I wasn't really when I was younger. Not really now either. Let's move that down slow. So, if something's wrong with the food, if I like the taste, I'll still eat it. There was a chip shop by my mate when I was a kid. He said to me one day, he said, "You don't want to go there." I was like, "I bloody do, I'm starving." It was like I'd gone out after dinner with my mates and I'd not had any time to have my dinner or something at home. So of course I want to go and eat there, whatever, it's a chip shop. So no, you don't. He's like, it's not the most cleanliness.
Hygiene wasn't it?
Hygienic, yeah. He's always got a cat hanging around his neck when he's serving his chips. And you'll guarantee finding a cat. You won't find a cat in your food. You'll find hairs in your chips.
Oh.
I was like, I didn't believe him. I went and got the chips. They're amazing. They're only like 50p for a bag. So I kept going back, and then I started finding hairs in them. But it was that tasty and that cheap, I kept going back.
That's rough.
It was good food, Aim.
Not be allowed now.
Well, it was only like when we were younger. We're not that old. We're not like...
Well, then he was against the
pensioners.
rules then, because I don't think you're allowed cats in a chip shop.
I don't know. Was that one of them back alley ones where anything goes?
I don't believe this is true.
I promise you it's true.
Oh my god.
But I remember back in the day when, I mean, there's been a few... Sorry.
I moved because it's covering my face.
Oh, sorry. But once it goes down, it'll be alright. There are a few takeaway joints over the years that have like used like cats and stuff in their food, as we found out afterwards, which ain't good, is it?
There was one in an area near here.
They're using cats.
With some sort of animal.
Imagine that though, if you've lost your cat and you live in the area and you put up wanted posters and everything, and you get a takeaway from that
I went
place.
to prison.
Well, I should bloody hope so, but you would always be wondering, did he eat little Tom and Jerry? You'd never know.
I bet we've eaten a few mice over the years.
I reckon so.
I can't be doing with that though, because I've been watching, and I love Gordon Ramsay. Like Kitchen Nightmares. I mean, that's been on over 10 years. But you really, really are deceived by some restaurants. Say, you're walking, oh, hi, what can I get you, blah, blah, blah. And then the kitchen is in disarray. It is disgusting. I mean, like, you know where the cookers are? He'll sometimes wipe along and there's mouse droppings. It's horrific. And, like, you'll be sitting in the nice restaurant area. I mean, sometimes it's not nice, but it's really bad. I'll be honest, I'm not going to say where or what, but we've been to a restaurant recently, which we loved. That one.
No, but...
Hang on.
Oh, yeah. Well, we shot it on the video in Morecambe, yeah.
Well, I didn't want to give bad press.
Oh, well, we're not going to tell which one it was, but there was one where...
However, and that has actually recently got rated a 1 hygiene.
Wow.
You would not have thought that sitting there, would you?
But I also think... I reckon hygiene ratings are pretty difficult to match. Like, I reckon if when I'm making the breakfast for us, like, yes, I did a breakfast... I reckon if somebody come in, like food hygiene person, Lee, we're checking your kitchen. If it doesn't match our levels, they're going to shut you down. I'd have been shut down. There was grease on the oven top because
the oil but our
spat all over.
kitchen's spick and span. It's only because you...
Oh yeah, there's no dead mice in there or anything.
No, I don't mean cooking sort of things. This was obviously dirty.
Oh. Talking about pigs.
There's nothing bad, is it?
No, well, we actually talked about pigs, haven't we? I'm bringing up pigs for a second. I've got this news thing on my phone. It just pops up with random news, like update. I don't know what the hell it's called.
Oh yeah, update. Your daily news. 5 things you need to know.
Yeah, that's the one on Samsung. It comes through every day. I was down the chipping. It must have come through before I left the house. So I just looked at my phone. I was like, oh, okay. And I had to read it a second time. I was in the queue. I was like, oh. So there was this. You might have heard about it in the past. It was a famous story. There was a woman or a man. I think it was a man who was the first man or first person in the world to have a pig heart transplanted.
Yeah, he's died, I think.
Yeah, of a pig virus.
Oh my God.
How shit is that look? Right, Mike, yeah, you're going to get a pig's heart, you're going to live forever. Okay, great, that's amazing news. By the way, you might get a virus that only pigs can get.
Oh no.
And the poor sod died. And he can't come back and...
That?
Yeah, it said not testimonial. Coroner or whatever, report said it was... Autopsy said it's likely due to pig virus.
My God. I suppose that we all have to start with the testing now, like, for things for years to come. Someone has to begin it, don't they? No, you know what I mean? Like, everybody knew the risks, I guess.
I guess so. Well, I'm not getting that pig heart if I ever need one.
There'll be bionic things in the years to come. They can already grow kidneys in space. Did you know that? There will be, I reckon, possibly even less than 100 years from now, there will be bionic organs. They'll be able to make them. Of course we will. You'd think everything's have advanced.
It's all coming on now, isn't it? Thanks to Elon.
When the men went to the moon, it was as advanced as a mobile phone. That was like probably 10 years ago.
Alright.
So
What was the moon, sorry?
Like all the equipment was only as advanced as like a Nokia, like things like that.
Yeah.
So you imagine what 100 years from now will do. The advancements on technology, probably healthcare, and it'll cost a lot more money, I guarantee it. I don't think we'll have an healthcare system then.
Well, I don't think you know them shops. We've had one in our town centre in the past. Bright House, I think it was called, where you could go and like buy stuff and pay for it each week or whatever. I can't see you getting a bionic heart on tick, so to speak. All right, Pam, can I order a bionic heart, please? Yes, it'll be there Tuesday. Don't worry about it. Great stuff. Can I pay that £2.50 a week?
You will probably find there'll be some sort of crazy payment plan, right? But not like loan sharks, but they'll
Just
charge
real
you a
sharks.
fortune,
Yeah.
and if you don't pay it back, there'll be more severe consequences, I reckon.
Well, I'm not big on sci-fi films. You're not really either, are you, to be fair? Well, Alien and stuff ain't too bad, but...
What kind of... I'm not very keen on, like, Predator and all that.
I don't mind them. I won't really say sci-fi. I'm not really massive... Like, your mum loves, like, stuff about space and stuff. And I can take it... Like that, what, The Martian. I weren't a massive fan of it. But there is a film with Justin Timberlake, says it all really, don't it?
Oh, about time.
And Amanda Seyfried, no, it's got time in the word, without time's not it there. That's Rachel McAdams.
Oh, yeah.
It's called In Time. And
That's the one.
it's really good. But the idea is, you have like a watch on your wrist or something or other, and you got to work like, all the time, ever, to live. So the more you work, rather than getting paid in wages...
Oh, you get time.
You get time. It's really sad at the beginning because Justin Timberlake... Spoiler alert if you've not seen it. Justin Timberlake's there. His mum's out at work. She rings him up. Hey, Justin, I'm on my way home, but I'm running out of time.
Oh, no.
And you're like, what does she mean? Because the film's just beginning. You don't really understand what's happening. And he's like, I'll get to your mum. And he's like running out of his apartment. She's running from the bus from work. And like they get... Literally, she's got seconds to live. And he gets like from here to our shop, like that's over there. And they're that far apart, within touching distance. Shop's dead.
Oh, no.
But it is a really good film, though. I liked it. And that's like, you're saying like you won't have to pay with money necessarily, but imagine if that was the case. So we had to like work to live, so to speak.
It won't be like this forever. Well, the old saying my mum always says, nothing ever stays the same. There'll be different rules and different... I mean, let's take it... Many of you guys have watched like Downton Abbey. The rules that used to be around then and the legal things that people would be like, couldn't believe now that existed.
Yeah.
You'll find that will get looked at like that. Like, I can't believe there was allowed not to do this or to do that, or there wasn't this back then. We'll get talked about like us in the old age times.
The crazy thing is though, you think like you're on about this, like how we've moved on in the last, say, 50 years or whatever, with space and all that stuff. Two things. One, the other day, Elon Musk was interviewed. I seen like a little clip of it on TikTok. And there's this little, there's like 18, 19 lad, year-old lad. And he was quite excited. You could tell like he maybe didn't get out and play much with his mates when he was younger. He's a bit, excitable. A bit, I don't want to say geeky or nerdy, but not in a bad way. If he's happy doing what he does, then that's fine. And it was like a Q&A, and he got up and he got to ask Elon Musk a question. And he said, oh, I'm really excited about this. And Elon's like, okay, what is it? It's like, you're going to really love it. It's like, okay, what's the question? So, will there ever be, like, because he obviously does Tesla and stuff, he said, are you going to make an aquatic car that can either drive on water...
I thought there already was one.
No, or underwater. No, there are for, like, like the marine people use it, but not necessarily like this. And Elon said, well, funny you should ask that. We are actually... And he's like, well, we've considered it, and it would be like a submarine type car. But then he said... To be fair, the actual requests for it would be quite limited. Like, it's not going to make like stupid one, is it? Because
the river traffic police would have something to say, wouldn't they, on the Thames?
You would, wouldn't you? I mean, imagine how busy it'd be down by...
Well, it's not only that, though, is it? It's marine life.
Yeah.
It is marine life, and... Okay, mate, I mean, you could have an electric car that was in underwater, obviously, so...
Well, from whom?
Yeah, but the electrics are in, like,
Yeah.
you're going to have...
Well...
You have vents or press pause.
No, I'll ring him, but I don't want anything good.
Who is he?
No.
Ah.
Sorry. It's just me, Mum. I'll ring you back in a bit.
I'm not kidding you guys. It's kebab meat. It's like Rapunzel's hair. Oh, excuse me. Well, I don't know the technicalities, but with cars, there's like vents in there.
I don't know how it works.
That's why you can't get through like a river sometimes without all the electrics shutting off. So therefore, there'd have to be like some sort of oxygen system inside the car so that it'd be completely covered.
Well,
but then that is a submarine. I mean, submarine
That's
on
what
wheels.
Elon said. It probably would be like a submarine, but again, there would be literally no call for this other than this kid and maybe Elon Musk. But it's funny how he mentions marine life. That brings us on to our next little thing. Actually, one other thing. I was saying, you on about how far things have moved in the last few years, or 50 years, whatever. It's crazy. It hasn't moved that far ahead if you think about it, not science-wise. But I seen the thing yesterday. Joe Biden, the American president, has just just like brought in the first ever, I mean, it's crazy, we're in 2022 and this is the first time it's ever happened. First black and openly LGBTQ plus person. So maybe bisexual, gay, transsexual, whatever. But it's the first black, openly LGBTQ plus person. Into the government, into the White House or anything. It's 2022. How the hell's that work? It's only just happened. Well, crazy times we live in.
Not as crazy as that nonsense going on in bloody Texas.
What's that?
That they're considering the death penalty if anyone gets abortion and all this. It's like they're saying, that's got to be illegal. But I heard something the other day, and it was a guy who said it, and he turned around and he says, well, if abortions are going to be illegal, then every man should get, what's them things?
Circumcision.
Not circumcision, what are them things called? When they
have
not an hysterectomy, that's a woman's, but...
Circumcision?
That's when you have your end of your willy chopped off.
Oh, right, okay.
No, when you have your tight tubes done.
Oh, the thing where you can't have babies no more, basically.
Yeah, but that's reversible. So he was saying, well, every man should have one of them because it's reversible.
Right.
Women...
Yeah. It's all a lot of waffle, isn't it, really? That's the problem with... one of the issues with America, in my opinion, and I've heard an American say this, it's not just me being a bit horrible to them. Whereas over here, if Boris makes a law, that's the law. In America, because it's 52 states, they all have to agree on it, or they can refuse to follow certain laws. Not like the main ones, but a lot of them. So like abortions are legal in, say, New York maybe, but in Texas they might not be.
I mean, and it's unfortunate because under this post, somebody turned around and said, it's really scary times as I was raped on the weekend.
No.
And I was thinking, you all know, like I've told the story past, I was in a similar position, but I didn't end up pregnant, thank God. But if that was the case, there's no way at all you should not have a choice. No. It's your own choice. That should be down to...
your choice.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a law. I never want to know what them bloody things are.
What?
Ours is a hysterectomy, and men's is a...
willy extender. Pump. Willy pump. I remember when I was a kid and you heard about them.
Let's have a look.
Oh, it was like in a comedy show. I was like, oh yes, I'm going to get a willy pump. I'm like, how the hell would that even work?
What? You like a
I was thinking like a foot pump. Like plug it into the end of your willy and start pumping away. That'd be painful. Freaking hell. You don't want to do that sort of thing.
I think that was a gimmick though, wasn't it, back in... A vasectomy, that's it. But a vasectomy is reversible. Yeah. And they said, well, there's no reversible about being pregnant. You were either in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
So if you did, God forbid, get attacked. Now look, everybody's been in an irresponsible situation and things happen. But say there was something serious, use that as an example. So a woman would have a choice to copper. I think that's disgusting. Oh, you got kebab meat on my bloody pyjama bottoms. That's a really serious subject to talk about.
I think we should come back to that one.
No, I don't think we should go on about that anymore because it is a sensitive topic. However, it's true, isn't it? So I'll repeat it again. He said, if women aren't allowed abortions, then men have to have a vasectomy, so they can't have kids, and then have it reversed when they're ready to have kids. And I think, because, it's not a man who's got to be pregnant, so to speak, and if it is a dangerous situation like an attack, the woman hasn't got no control at all, has she?
No.
Which in this day and age, it should be... I'm not being funny. If you're allowed to have your bum lifted, your lips like bloody fish, your hair transplanted, a pig's heart, whatever, surely you should be able to choose that situation.
I don't know. I agree. Of course you should be allowed it's your own body. You should definitely be allowed it.
100%.
I've heard some horrible stories in the past, like women who have a lot of them, which that is ridiculous.
And you know what this is going to cause?
Well,
illegal abortions. And then they're going to be dangerous.
then you're going to have her back on the go out. What was her name? Vera? Was it Vera?
Yeah.
Vera Drake? I think so. Might have that wrong.
I know it was a Vera. My dad used to watch that. But that is the thing.
Not her, for fix's sake.
No, it is. That was based on her. She used to put a knitting needle.
But your dad watches Vera, the detective.
Show was about that, I don't know.
No, you imagine your dad and son at home watching a programme about illegal abortions in the 60s. There was a film with Imelda Staunton who played the annoying one in Harry Potter. The teacher who comes in and makes him write on the back of his hand with a pen that whatever piss off. And she played a woman called Vera Drake, which back in the 40s or 50s, whatever it was, women were getting pregnant and couldn't have an abortion. So she was doing it like with a knitting needle or something. And then
that's how it's going to be, isn't it? You're going to have, obviously not with a knitting needle, but you're going to have illegal abortions.
I feel for women, honestly I do. I have often thought about getting pregnant and then thought, no, thank you.
I mean, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and say that I think 10 abortions are necessary, because it's not. However, I mean, we all have, as women, we have to take certain responsibilities, and if circumstances are necessary, then that's between you and your family or whoever, and yourself. But you should all have a choice.
Yeah. Talking about abortions and pregnancies and stuff, so I'm in the chip shop. Mind me on business.
How on earth is this going to coincide?
Trust me, this is an amazing segue. I deserve Segway of the Week for this. And I don't mean one of them things that you ride around on stood up. So.
Isn't it called a segment?
No, it's a Segway.
Oh, I've heard a lot of people saying, my segment.
No, that's a different thing, Bob.
Oh, well.
A Segway is like a connection between two different stories sort of thing.
Best side connection, then.
Anyway, let's moving on. So I was there in the chip shop, a lot of people around me, in front of me, behind me, around me, everywhere. And I'm just standing and waiting for my food. And I looked down on the counter and they have business cards in there. Mm-hmm. One was for like worktop surfaces or something. Or some bloke can get you a really good worktop surface for like £2. There's a flipping thing in here.
I can see him.
And then there was another one. And my eye caught. I was like, wow, they're offering insemination in the chip shop. It's a bit much, isn't it? Ordering your kebab and chips and they're offering to like get you off and get a woman pregnant with your sperm. And then I had a proper look at it. I don't want to show you because it's got an address on there. But it's basically a business card here for a fertility clinic for dogs in the area. Don't show them the address and number. It's a dog fertility place. And I thought they was offering women the chance to get up the duff whilst ordering the kebabs.
It says artificial insemination.
That's what I read.
Canine vaginal cystology, progesterone testing, semen analysis, pregnancy scanning, whelping, and microchipping. But to have it in a chip shop.
It's a bit much, isn't it, Aim? Oh, love, can I have 2 kebabs, and meat and potato pie, and I'll have me dog ingested with sperm, please.
Obviously, it's not in the chip shop.
Don't know. Oh my! Imagine if they're doing it out the back. Now that would be a hygiene issue.
I'm stuffed.
I kind of figured that when you stopped eating. What?
I'm still eating.
You said before that's spicy, and I've not had any spice of it yet. That last bite is still burning my mouth. There is a bit of heat to it when you get the chili.
I like it spicy like that. However, it's the same old situation, isn't it, guys? When you have chips from the chip shop and they go cold, they go bloody hard. That really drives me insane. You know what? I'll just tell you the way it is. I only like chips at the seaside. I've come to that decision. I only like seaside chips.
Well.
It makes it what it is, doesn't it?
Well. That brings me...
And I'll tell you why. And I will say it.
Go on then.
When we went to Morecambe,
yeah,
and we had chip shops from Atkinson's Chip Shop on the seafront.
We had chip shops from Atkinson's Chip Shops, yeah.
When we had them at your mum's house, it was horrible.
They were.
But when we had them on the seafront, it was lovely.
Like 2 days earlier we had them, didn't we?
Yeah.
They were nice.
And that's psychological, that is. I'm telling
they
you
were
now.
fresh as the days, that's why. But I mentioned the seaside, and that brings on to my second segue of the day.
I can't get used to this.
We're taking Aim's mum to the seaside. Aim's mum and dad.
I'm a dad of all people.
It's because you mentioned marine life, and Aim's mum, none of us knew this, me and Aim did, I don't think. Did you know beforehand?
What?
About the Sea Life Centre?
I don't know.
Aim's mum's never been to a Sea Life Centre. Because there's one in Birmingham, but it's not needs to necessarily go there in the past. But we're taking her to one in Blackpool.
Yes.
Hey.
So if you see us wearing a Kiss Me Quick hat on Blackpool Promenade, come say hello. But yeah, my mum. So the reason being, I'm obviously not going to go into major details. It's a bit boring for a Friday. However, my mum spent a lot of years unwell, didn't she?
Mm.
My mum used to have a lot of internal bleeding on her stomach, and then she'd go all right, and then everything, and it caused her to stay in the house quite a lot. And 3 years ago, she went to the hospital, and she moved in with me, and it's given her a whole new sense of new life, hasn't it? It really has, guys. I mean, I was accepting that I'd probably never go out on certain places with my mum ever again. In fact, she's coming abroad with us. She's going to have a whole new life. Really, honestly, now Colby, touch wood, has fled the nest. So, yeah. So we're taking her to Morecambe. So my mum and all my family was always down Devon when I was a kid, 2-3 times a year, down south, Torquay, Brixham, that way. But even I as a kid never really ventured up north. So we're going to take them. My dad was like, oh, I'll come.
Yeah.
And he wants to do sea fishing, he bought binoculars.
The thing is, though, because we're looking to, well, everyone on here who's been watching for us should know we are looking to move back there. I'm originally from there, and we want to move there. But it's one thing for me to go back there, and for him to go there, he's been going there for 15 years.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a holiday.
But what I mean is, like, your mum and dad, if your dad moves upwards, which he probably will, they've never been there.
No.
So to expect two people to move from somewhere they've known for 60-odd years to then move to a completely different area, at least this gives them a little taster, even if it's only for a few days. And if they turn there and say, don't want to bloody move there, then we won't do.
Yeah.
But if they do, it's like, oh, can't wait, then that's good. That'd be a nice little thing. But it's coming up in the world, because down in Devon or Cornwall, you got that big thing, aren't you?
Called the Eden Project.
That's it, the Eden Project. They're getting one in Morecambe, the second one in the UK.
However, I think that one will be better because that is centred around marine life.
That'd be
whereas
cool.
The one in Cornwall, I mean, it's great. I mean, it's all tropical plants, got some beautiful things there. But if you do like marine life, this one's going to be based there.
To be fair, you can just go to a florist and see the same things you see in the Eden Project. Just
No,
flowers.
you really can't, Lee.
I'm joking.
Good God.
I have seen it on a video. I think some when he was going around there on YouTube a while ago. It looked really cool. But I don't know if I'd necessarily travel that far and
The
pay out to
problem
go
is-
in there.
Me and Lee are not really plant people.
No.
I won't pay to go and see plants, basically.
But marine life, like sharks and stuff,
I don't
caught
think
off the
it's gonna be
coast.
sharks.
And they've got shitloads of sharks in Morecambe Bay, trust me.
I haven't.
When I was a kid, I was chased by one, that's why I don't
You
like
shouldn't
them.
say this because somebody on here might be taking their kids on holiday on that beach, Lou.
I won't let him in the sea.
Lee, tell the truth. Because that's true, that is, people.
Alright, if you don't find any sharks in the sea, there's a good chance you'll find a bike or two. But they have cleaned up a lot, but when I was younger...
And if you look
There's
on the
all
little
sorts in there.
vlog that we've got on the other channel, there's a man in the sea with his imaginary binoculars. I'm not joking. There is a fly in here, excuse me. He was on the bench, and he was in the sea, off he goes. Probably I want to say 70s, he looked. And he kept doing this. It's no lie. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I suppose it does something.
Everyone's
But,
done it over the years, haven't they? You know when you sort of go like that?
yeah, but, oh yeah, that's the block out the
You
sun.
can't see any further though.
It's like a Peter Casey, you know, when you what, sorry? That's
Oh, you
not
go
going to
like
be
that.
like...
Oh! I mean, I guess a bit of the sound gets kept in. Hello!
Yeah, but
not
do
much.
I receive it better because I've got a...
Well, there. Hello!
Actually, it does enhance
Oh,
it.
try it about that. Hello!
Yeah, it does.
Alright. You won't
I
see
bet our
like, what the
neighbours are
fuck
going to think, yeah. But, I mean, that's not really going to do a massive amount. However, he did.
He was happy enough in the sea there.
Talking about our other channel, our Munchies Delight channel, I'm going to be doing a proper video on this because if you don't watch this to this far in the video, you won't know. However, if you do, I have made, well, Lee's created it for me. I am doing my own little spot on the other channel every week, 2-3 videos a week if I can. I'm not going to promise that now, but it's called The Honesty Hour with Aim. And it's going to cover all topics, no limits, anything goes. And
No
that is my little-
filters.
Yeah, no filters. That is what it is. Literally anything, including makeup, men's mental health, all different types of things. Jealousy, relationship, sex, everything. It's going to cover the lot. So if you've got any subjects now, and I've got a new email address that you can write into if you haven't got Instagram, and I've got a new Instagram page that I will leave. It will be in the introduction video, all the details. It won't be in this one. But I want you, from now on, to come up with some interesting topics you want me to talk about. And I've got a thing that I'm going to do on a Tuesday, and it's Tell It All Tuesday.
Ooh.
And that'll be confessions. I'll do it for confessions first about other situations, and then I want you guys to be writing in. But all the details will be on the introduction video, so stay tuned. And Lee will be on it as well with me.
Special
sometimes.
Guest,
yeah,
occasionally.
I've got some ideas that I think you'll enjoy.
Like, I mean, for men's mental health, you'll have to have a bloke on this. It'll be me or your dad. You can't talk about men's mental health. It's like me talking about women's mental health.
You are coming on.
There you go, then.
And there's a certain subject.
Only occasionally, guys, because I have other commitments, like, we've got to be on Jonathan Ross one of the days and Jeremy Kyle and stuff.
No, but I really want you, because a lot of you have been saying, hey, when are you going to start it? And it's all set up now, isn't it? Ready to go. So, there we go.
Ready to go, guys. Just like me right now.
Yeah. What did you think?
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, the kebab meat was absolutely banging. Bit spicy, but I'll tell you what.
Couple of bits at the end, though.
Value for money, that.
Yeah, so, to the girl, if you're watching this, I don't know your name, you're just the girl who served me. Well done. The pita bread stayed together. It was amazing, actually, in the end.
I think they come like that, Lee. They don't do them, I don't think. They buy them like that, I'm sure they do.
Nah, I've seen them cut them. So, that was $5.50 for the kebab. Ames was a $5, I think, for the tray. And the chips for a large was $3.70.
You know what?
But we got 4 lots of chips out of it.
That's what I don't like about places like that. Mine was £5, his was $5.50. Yeah, I had twice the amount of meat he did, and you're paying for 50p for the bread.
No, listen to this. This is what got me. So you know how in the past, when I didn't fancy a full kebab, we've ordered a tray kebab meat like Ames had here, and we just asked for an extra pita bread. Yeah. And they sometimes charge like 50p for an extra pita bread. Now, because it's been took over by another company, I looked up on the menu, it's like, surely I'm seeing things. It must be like a small print that includes chips or a bit of meat. 1 pita bread on its own, £2.
You are joking.
No, I shit you not.
That's ridiculous.
You can get a packer for like less than £1
for like £5. 10 for that.
£2 just for the pita. Well, then you can
Come
see
on,
that.
no, that's too much. It wasn't even, and it was a bit darker than it should have been.
Oh, the pita.
A bit of it.
Still tastes though. She's regretting it now. But
well, it is. I already had a bit of stomach. Not like up to where I couldn't eat anything, but you know, you get a bit of acid reflux. Yeah. I already had a bit of that going because we was going to order a pizza if truth be told.
That was the plan.
But then that went on.
Because Ames said I fancy kebab.
I said, it's Brandon's fault. He's been told. Brandon. 3 weeks, me and my mum and my brother have had a kebab. He said, honestly, I love a kebab. I'm like, Christ, he's making me want a kebab.
I thought he was about to sing Vindaloo then.
However,
me, me granny, me mother, and me.
I have decided what I'm going to do next time we have chip shop.
What are you going to do next time we have chip shop on?
I'm not going to have chips.
Right then.
I'm going to have scallops.
They're
them
proper
like
greasy.
Oh, I love them.
I like them, but...
Not scallops like you have in the sea, like shellfish. Scallops, I think. Scallops.
Like a potato fritter.
That's it.
People do call them fritters, aren't they? You got me onto them.
Do you know, I never knew before I met Lee what scrapings was.
Yeah, and we went somewhere the other day, I think it was in Morecambe. Somebody walked past and said, can I get some scrapings, please? And I was like, yes, well
I've
done.
never known them round here. Like, you guys wouldn't have seen orange chips. That's just one of them things. It's like London used to not do peas. And
it's a northern thing, I think, scrapings. I went to Whitby years ago with my mum, and they do the best scrapings ever.
Well, I bet their fish is lovely. I bet you didn't try it, did you?
No, I don't like fish. I just had like chips and sausage.
That's not true. Lee will order a fish, and what Lee will do is skirt around the fish. You might as well just ask for a big blob of batter.
I'd love it. Just that's what scrapings are, though, to be fair.
Anyway,
right.
Guys, we're doing. When are you putting this out?
I'm going to get out today. It'll be out tomorrow, Saturday.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our live last night. If you did, let us know, because we was live last night. Good. So yeah, check out. Like I said, look out for my new introduction on this video. But you will need to subscribe to our other channel, which Lee'll put in the description, which is Munchies Delights. It's still going to be called the same thing. It's just that I'll have my own segment on there.
Segway.
But segment is what I'll be doing.
Yes, it is a segment. Can't be a segue.
So yeah, stay tuned. Put your binoculars out for my new videos.
Aim's on the ball today, Christ.
Listen out for it.
Listen out for it. Coming at ya.
Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.